Good morning. I decided we're going to try this, cats and all. It may end up being more of a comedy exercise than a yogic exercise, but I welcome you to join with me just in some centering and some relaxing this morning. So I'd like to invite you all to begin by just sitting up nice and tall, stretching up through the crown of the head, allowing your eyes to come closed, and taking a deep breath in and a big sigh back out. And then just continuing to sit and to breathe as you listen to these words on St. Patrick's Day from St. Patrick. I take for my sureties the power of a God to guide me, the might of a God to uphold me, the wisdom of a God to teach me, the eye of God to watch over me, the ear of God to hear me, the word of God to give me speech, the hand of God to protect me, the way of God to go before me, the shield of God to shelter me. Christ be with me, Christ before me, Christ behind me, Christ within me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me, Christ at my right, Christ at my left, Christ in the heart of every man who thinks of me, Christ in the mouth of every man who speaks of me, Christ in every eye that sees me, Christ in every ear that hears me. So just allowing that breathing to continue. Drawing the breath deep, this is firm. Drawing your breath deep into the belly. Holding for just a moment. And then exhaling just a little bit longer with your exhale. Inhaling and holding and exhaling. Take just a moment here to set an intention for your day, or in these times, maybe just for the next 10 minutes. It might be an intention for calm, an intention for peace. But whatever it is, let your intention just flow through your mind, repeating over and over as you breathe. And then holding that intention, see if you can find an intention for the world for the day, or a word that you'd send out to the world. Maybe healing, or calm, or peace, or love. But whatever that word is, just allow that word to keep on sending from your heart into the world. And then take a deep breath in and a big sigh back out through the mouth. And if the eyes are closed and you've missed all my cat's shenanigans, you can open your eyes now. Inhaling as you lift the chin toward the sky. Exhaling as you tuck the chin toward the chest. And just bringing this back and forth, inhaling up and exhaling down. And then bringing the chin neutral, taking a big breath in, and with your exhale, turn the head to the right Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhaling, center. Just keeping that going. And next time you inhale to center, keeping it there. And then inhaling the shoulders up toward the ears. And as you exhale, just let them roll back and down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And then inhaling shoulders up and exhaling forward. Burn. Although she looks full size, Fern is only about 6 months old and still has lots of kit in her, so bear with her. Hopefully she'll entertain you a bit through this. Bring the shoulders still. Inhaling, reaching those arms up. Bringing palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. And again. And once more. Then reaching the arms up into the air, parting the hands. Rotate the body right. Right hand behind the back, left hand to right knee. Taking 3 nice deep breaths here. Inhale back to center, reaching it up. Exhale, rotating left. Left hand behind the back. Breathing here. And inhaling back to center, reaching the arms way up, stretching as high as you can. Big breath in, and then exhale, just bringing it forward. Letting the hands rest, walking them forward, relaxing the shoulders. And then walking the hands back toward you, reaching those arms up into the air and letting them fall back down. Inhale, reaching those arms again. And as you exhale, just let them wave side to side. And bring it still, bringing hands to heart. Taking a big breath in. Big sigh back out. Getting ready to stretch the spine a little bit with some cat and cow poses. You can continue to stay seated, placing the hands on the knees, tucking the chin and rounding your back to cat stretch. And then lifting the chin, straightening the spine, pushing tailbone back and chin forward for cow. If you're most comfortable seated or you're in a chair, this is the way that you'll do cat and cow. If your knees are feeling pretty good today, you can bring it onto hands and knees. Stacking the wrists under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. Inhaling, arching the back up. Exhaling, pointing tailbone back and chin forward. Just Just bringing this back and forth. And then bringing your spine back to neutral, taking a big breath in and a big sigh. Getting ready to bring it to standing. If you're seated in a chair, you might stand up, placing your chair in front of you, putting your hands on the chair for balance. If you're on hands and knees and you can bring it to downward dog, you can walk your hands forward, tuck the toes, lifting up to your downward facing dog. And just stretch out those calves, bending one knee at a time. And with your next deep breath, if you're in downward dog, walk those hands back toward the feet. Bringing it all the way up to standing. Bringing arms up overhead, palms connecting. And exhaling, hands to heart. Inhaling, lifting. Exhale, hands to heart. And one more. Take a big breath in. Big sigh. Bring the arms out to the sides, just folding it forward, letting the arms dangle if you can. If you get woozy here, you can place the hands on the thighs, just resting the head. If you're not woozy, just let it all go. Let the arms dangle, let go of head and neck and shoulders. And then slowly begin to unwind it back up. As you come up, roll those shoulders back and down. And then roll them forward. Bear with me a moment. And then we're stepping that right foot forward, coming to warrior one. So bending that front knee, the back foot is sideways, hips are forward. Arms are reaching. If your shoulders bother you, your arms can be here. Taking 3 nice deep breaths here. With your next inhale, we're bringing right arm forward, left arm back, bringing it to warrior two. Your hips rotate to the side. Check that back arm, and then turn your gaze over that front hand, bringing your trunk up nice and tall, reaching up through the crown of your head, feeling the strength of your body and your spirit here in warrior two. Turn the palms upward. Inhale, palms together. Exhale down. And again. And one more. And turning hips forward, bringing it back to your warrior one. Bringing hands to heart, stepping those feet together, and just shake it all out. Finding your mountain pose. Your feet hip distance apart, legs nice and strong, but not locking the knees. Bringing the body up nice and tall, and hands can either rest at your sides, palms out, or hands to heart here. And then finding the activity in your body in mountain pose. So this is a strong pose. The feet are connecting to the earth. The leg muscles are engaged. Your core muscles are engaged. Notice the feet connecting to the earth, the crown of the head reaching up toward the heavens. And if you can, just close your eyes here for a moment. Take 3 deep breaths in mountain pose. With your next deep breath, breathing it in, just drop the hands down, let the muscles relax. Taking a big breath in, bring those arms up overhead, palms connecting. As you exhale, just let those arms float out to the sides, bending at the waist, bringing it forward to a forward fold, arms dangling or hands connecting with the thighs. Or if you're feeling a little anxious in these times, holding opposite elbow with opposite hands, just allowing a little bit of a sway here. With your next deep breath, slowly bringing it back up, arms reaching up, palms connecting. Exhale, hands to heart. Relaxing those hands back down to the side, finding your mountain pose. And again, in mountain, hands can be at the sides or hands can be in prayer at heart center. Excuse me. Fern doesn't know what to make of yoga in her living room this morning. Stop. Taking a nice deep breath in, coming to warrior one on the other side. So left foot steps forward, right foot steps back at an angle. Hips are forward, knee is bent, arms are reaching. Breathing here for 3 breaths. With your next inhale, we're finding that transition to warrior 2. Left arm forward, right arm back, checking that back hand, looking over front palm. Feeling your strength here in warrior 2. And then turning palms up, inhale palms together. Exhaling down. And again. And once more. Shifting it back to warrior 1. Arms reaching, hands coming to heart, feet stepping together, and shake it all out. Reaching the arms behind you, interlacing the fingers, just bringing shoulders back. And this may be enough for some, just bringing it here. If this hurts your shoulders, just soften it up. If you're feeling as though you'd like a little bit more, you might hinge at the hip, lifting the arms off the back, just breathing here. Bringing it right from here into chair pose. So lowering the arms, bending the knees, arms coming forward, tailbone sitting back. Finding chair where it's okay in your body today. If your knees bother you, keep it up a little bit higher. And then lifting it back up, arms in the air, palms apart. Rotating right hand behind the back. Look up at left hand. Turn it back to center, arms reaching way up. And rotate left, looking at right hand, left hand behind the back. Bring it back to center, reach it way up. Hands coming to heart. Nice deep breath. And a big sigh. And again, big breath in. Big sigh back out. One more. Coming back to your mountain pose, feet hip distance apart, bringing it nice and tall, hands either at heart center or down by your sides. Finding strong mountain. Finding your feet connected to the earth, grounded, strong. Finding your back becoming longer, your neck extending longer, the crown of the head reaching up toward the heavens. Finding the breath. With your next big breath, we're stepping right foot forward, coming back to that warrior one, bending that front knee, back foot is sideways, hips are forward. Breathing here, reaching those arms behind you, interlace the fingers, drawing those shoulders back. And your choice, you can hold it here or bring it to humble warrior, straightening a little bit that front knee, bringing head down toward knee, arms lifting. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. With your next deep breath, gently bringing it back to your warrior one. And then we're bringing it to one of two lunges. So you're either bringing it to a very simple lunge, just resting your hands on that right thigh, keeping it here. Or if your knees feel really good, you can bring it to a runner's lunge. So hands coming to the mat, back foot turning forward, sinking the bottom down, head forward. If you're in runner's lunge, plant that left hand next to the right foot. And as you inhale, bring right arm into the air. Breathing here. And then bring right hand back to the mat. Turning that back foot sideways, bring it a little closer to you. We're coming back up to warrior one. Bringing hands to heart, feet together, and shake it out. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. And again. And once more. And then stepping to warrior one on the other side. So left foot forward, right foot is back at an angle, hips are forward, arms are reaching. Bringing those arms behind you, interlace the fingers, drawing the shoulders back. Either keeping it here or coming to humble warrior on this side. Lowering the arms to the back, bringing it back to your warrior one. And then bringing it to that lunge on this side. So you're either coming to this simple lunge here, or you're coming down to a full runner's lunge. Hands planted, back foot facing forward, lowering the bottom, and breathing. Nice, firm, easy, gentle. And if you want to take it a little further, you can plant that right hand near the left foot. Inhale, left arm into the air. Bringing left hand back to the mat, turning that back foot sideways, bringing it a little closer. Come back to your warrior one. Bring hands to heart, feet together, and shake it out. What do you think of this, Fern? Just soften your knees a little bit, let everything go loose. Bring the arms wide and just fold it forward, let everything go soft. Let go of head and neck. Let go of shoulders. And if it feels good, hold opposite elbow with opposite hand, just finding a little sway. And then releasing the arms. Slowly beginning to roll it back up, just one vertebra at a time. And as you come up, roll those shoulders back. And bring it still. Take a big breath in. Big sigh. So friends, if you've been using a chair for assistance, or if you're getting tired, please find yourself seated. You can bring yourself back to the chair, doing some seated cat and cows, just rounding and straightening the spine. If you're still with me and wanting just a little bit more, then we're going to step it back into a downward facing dog. So hands coming toward the mat, feet stepping back. Letting the head drop, letting those heels drop toward the mat and just stretching them out. And you can either keep it here, just enjoying this downward dog, or if you're still wanting a little bit more, try lowering down to a plank. Holding here for 3 breaths. With your next inhale, bringing it back to your downward facing dog. And either keeping it here or bringing right leg into the air, bringing it to a 3-legged dog, bending that right knee, opening up that right hip. And your choice, holding it here or bringing it to pigeon by bringing that right knee forward, landing the knee between the hands, wiggle that foot over to the side, stretching that back leg back. Hands coming back, tenting your fingers, shoulders back. If this doesn't feel good on knees or hips, then don't go here. Bring yourself to some cat and cows and we'll join you in a minute. And choosing to either keep it here or to bring it forward, resting the hands or stacking the fists and resting head on hands. Taking 3 breaths here. I don't know if the video is picking up Fern's purr, but it's amazing. She's like a little motor. Taking a nice deep breath as you bring those hands back to tented hands, and we get ready to bring it back to downward dog. Flattening out those hands, curling the toes under on that left foot, right leg comes back. And just stretching it out. And then bringing the left leg into the air if you're able, bending that left knee, opening up that left hip. Big breath in. As you exhale, bring that left knee forward. Wiggle that foot out to the side, coming onto the top of that back foot, coming onto tented hands, shoulders back, and breathing. Vern's going to attack my foot. So either keeping it here or bringing it forward to your bow, resting head on hands or head on fists, and breathing here. With your next inhale, bringing it back to those tented hands. And then flattening hands to the mat, tucking the toes of that left foot, bringing it back to your downward dog. Big breath in, exhaling down to hands and knees. Bringing your knees out to the edges of your mat, your big toes together. Sitting back over heels and just resting your head. If your head feels like it's floating here, you can just rest your head on your fists. If you feel as though you can, stretch the arms forward, let the head rest on the mat. And take 3 deep breaths here while I move Fern. Come on, hey, 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 ow, Fern. Hey, 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 hey. Easy, easy. Easy, no, easy. Okay. With your next deep breath, walk your hands over toward the right side, keeping head down, just stretching that left rib cage. And then walk your hands back towards center and over to the left. And back towards center, gently bringing yourself all the way back up to seated. Fern. Bringing your back up tall, shoulders back and down. If it's not comfortable to cross your legs, you can stretch the legs out long. You could be seated in a chair here. Find a place where you can feel strong and comfortable. Stretching up through your spine and the crown of your head. Keeping those shoulders back and down and away from the ears. Just breathing. one more big deep breath and a big sigh. And for our last pose, which will also be our Shavasana, I'm going to invite you to try legs up the wall. So wherever you are, if you can shimmy your mat toward a wall or a firm surface, I'm going to shimmy up against my desk actually. And turn your hips sideways. And then as you turn yourself, your goal is to bring your bottom and the backs of your legs flat against that surface. And it may take a little maneuvering to get here. And then let your back just rest. If that's too much stretch for the backs of your legs, you can bring it here, just bending your knees. See if you can let that wall or that surface hold the legs. Let the floor hold your back and just feel held for a moment. Your arms might come out to the sides, or they might rest on your tummy. Or again, if you're dealing with anxiety right now, if you reach the arms into the air, just kind of finding a U shape with your body. Let your eyes close. And take 5 deep breaths, breathing in for a count of 4. Holding for a count of 4. Exhale for 4. And hold for 4. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Finding that rhythm with your breathing. Quite sure what Fern has against yoga. Continuing to breathe here. If the arms get uncomfortable, you can bring them down to rest. If the legs get uncomfortable, you can bend your knees. But again, feeling the stability of that wall or that hard surface behind the legs. Feeling that support and feeling the floor supporting your back. See if you can let yourself sink into relaxation here, letting the back relax and soften, letting the legs relax, maybe allowing your eyes to close. If you're someplace where you can hear the rain right now, just tuning in to the sound of the rain. The sound of your heartbeat. The sound of your own animals and children. And see if you can connect once more with the intention that you set at the beginning of this practice. That intention for yourself, for the day, or for the next few minutes. Breathe into it. And then see if you can find that word or that intention you want to send into the world. or healing, or love, or peace, or understanding, or calm, or all of it. Just breathe as you allow that word to repeat again and again in your mind. You might even picture that word or what that would look like in the world. And then take a deep breath in. A big sigh, just let everything go with your sigh. Reaching the arms up overhead, taking a nice stretch through the arms, rotating your wrists and wiggling fingers, and then bending your knees if your legs are up a wall, bringing your feet to that surface. And when you're ready, just gently rolling it onto one side, taking a couple nice deep breaths here. And then gently bringing yourself back up to sitting. And then finding your hands in prayer position at the heart, connecting your pinkies and your thumbs, let your fingers splay out wide, finding Lotus Mudra. And Lotus Mudra reminds us of our connection to one another and to all beings everywhere. So in this time where we feel disjointed and disconnected, let's take 3 deep breaths here into this mudra, giving thanks for our connection to all beings, giving thanks for the love in our lives, giving thanks for where we are right here, right now, and giving thanks that our connections can reach beyond the physical. And then interlacing your fingers, resting palms across heart center, letting your elbows just relax, closing your eyes. Breathe into this unshakable trust mudra. And this mudra reminds us of what trust feels like in the body, in the spirit. It's a place of calm, and a place of centering. So if anxiety starts to riddle you through your day, see if you can find this mudra for a few moments. Just breathe. Right now, taking one breath in as you give thanks for yourself and for your practice. And as you breathe in, trust in yourself. And then taking another breath in, giving thanks for those you love. And trusting in those you love. And taking a third breath in, giving thanks for the God of your understanding. And trusting in the God of your understanding. Relaxing hands down to the sides, allowing eyes to open. Inhaling arms overhead as palms connect. Exhale, hands to heart. Friends, even at a distance, this light in me sees and appreciates the light in each of you. Together we say, Namaste. Namaste, Fern. Thanks for being with me today.